Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to Deathmatch Russell Podcast. Let's get it on!
Come into the ring, step into the fire, see what you want, baby. If your heart has desire, and get out, get knocked down, and get out, get knocked down, and get up, get knocked down, down, down. Deathmatch Russell Podcast, 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 Deathmatch Russell Podcast.
And good evening, everyone. You're listening to another episode of the Deathmatch Russell Podcast, and my guest at this time, the one and only Lobo. I'm just going to say Lobo because it's easier, and I'm sure
That's
you could go on. Your name is very, what do you call it? Technical to say.
Yeah. It's weird, there's pronunciation and everything too, but Lobo works just fine.
Mm-hmm. I don't know why my logo stuff is not popping up on the screen. It's okay. I'll play with it. You could. Why is this doing this? All right, I'm just gonna leave it as is. How's that? Whatever. Okay, but anyway, let me put the links up at least to social media. Do that. There. Can you read that stuff? Does it look like there's a background on your end or no?
Oh yeah. I saw the stuff pop up.
Okay, all right. But anyway, how you doing tonight?
Good, man. Good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. In the world in wrestling, it's just getting it's that time of the year again where it's just getting good and good and good and good and good, and it can get more good. It's going to be in a year and more for you as well, because I see you put a lot of work into what you do for a lot of companies that I like. New South is pretty awesome. I need to get bucket places to go, get my ass there, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I've gotten to do a couple things with them. I really like the atmosphere that they have down there. I'm trying to get down there more. But yeah, man, it's getting to the point now where like the holidays are over. Stuff's about to start picking up again. Like I'm excited. I've got some trips lined up over the course of the next year, really. So yeah, I'm excited.
Cool. Yeah, places that you want to try to be, and it's hard to get, because you want to be there.
Yeah, we're I've got some trips lined up, and we're going to Chicago throughout the year. So I'm pretty excited about that, getting to go up there, see a different scene. It's a lot of hard hitting here in the Midwest.
Yes.
Especially in the South, we like to hit hard, so I go up there, and it's just different. Everything about the way that they do stuff is different. It's invigorating.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Chicago, they're known for they're populated for wrestling. We know that they got a good scene because they got a freelance underground. They have some other places and this and that, and and Game Changer Wrestling is going to be there too as well. My gosh, it's like their second home from New Jersey.
Yeah.
Like, if you ever noticed that.
Yeah, man, they like Chicago. I like Chicago too. I went there just a few years ago, I guess, on just like a pleasure trip, and was there for just a couple days. Fell in love with the city, and it's become like people ask me like, where else, if you could go anywhere in wrestling, where would it be? And Chicago's at the top of the list easily.
Yeah. My first time actually was the first time that actually Game Changer did their very first experiment show. We did the two shows that we went to the gala down in the gala, and we also went to Freelance Underground. We did two Game Changer shows, and actually that was the one with Marcus Crane. God rest in peace for that dude, because he was the Chicago native, we just the way that he put on his show, I could see how he liked Freelance, and they liked him, and Kylie Ray, and and just like the combo of mixes of every wrestler on the roster, is really awesome.
Yeah.
In Freelance, and I got to see the peak of it. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of
absolutely.
Mm-hmm. But there was a bar that Marcus used to go to. It was called like the Exit Club, right down the street. And it was like a dark, rundown bar, and I just remember going there. We were after our show and just having a good time there. It was like a different atmosphere. Really like you like a hole in the wall. Because you had your upstairs, you had your upstairs, you had your downstairs. It's like if you ever been to what is it like Pennsylvania or Philadelphia has some they have like the hole in the wall bars that people don't it's dark and dingy and really raunchy and just
Yeah. Those are the good places to go to as well.
Yeah.
Like so, it's always the places that people like to go. When we were in a place like that not that long ago, I went to New York, did some stuff up there, and Casanova Valentine had a no ring deathmatch show, and man, we were just in a little tiny bar, and they were going.
Oh, that's right. Oh,
it was great.
I was just say Casanova. Yeah, shout out to that guy. Really awesome dude for what he does. But yeah, he's done a lot of that over there in the Bronx or in his part of New York where he's from, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And that's kind of scene you want to see. It's like,
absolutely.
And you see that also like at the what is that? No Peace Underground kind of does that too once in a while. They had I guess that sound bar, but then that closed down. But now they're everywhere. They go everywhere.
Yeah.
New Jersey, they just hosted in New Jersey too. So that was awesome. Just recently.
Yeah, they've got a cool thing that they do there because they do the chains, right?
No, that's that other company. That's that IC Dub.
That's it. Yeah. Oh yeah. No peace. Yeah. Now I'm remembering now. Yeah, they did. What was it? Effie and Pero, right?
Yes, Effie Pero. MB
I think
Young.
that was the last show of theirs that I watched. Because I wanted to see that match really badly. I was like, man, it's such a clash of styles. I felt like. And then it coming together, as one.
Yeah, because you had like John Wayne Murdoch to what the hell, like Reed Bentley to everybody, like the list would go on and on with the like the wrestlers that you could see who wanted to be. Alex Oceans was like the first person, like that guy was like the original, and then that's crazy, I'd like to attend one of them shows eventually. I will.
Yeah, I'd love to go to one of the ones that they're doing where it's like in the pit, down in the stage like that. It's just a cool atmosphere, the way that they light it and everything. That I think, it's that counterculture kind of mentality going into that you have to set yourself apart from the normal stuff. And then when you do that, like even me, I've watched wrestling like literally my whole life. I've gone to shows.
I was gonna say, what was it like growing up for you? What was it like for you?
I mean, as far back as I can remember, it was WCW or Jim Crockett or Smoky Mountain or something. It was a lot of Southern wrestling, some WWF here and there, but up until my teens, when everything in America really became dominated by WWE, I was a WCW guy through and through. Right.
Oh, cool. So they're like the Hogan phase to the Steiner phase, and the everybody that you can look at now. It's like, wow, they've gone through the ringer. Jerry Lynn to just the list goes up. Malenko, like everybody doesn't realize like all these guys came from a company. Originally ECW. Also as well. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy. It's crazy where they all came.
Yeah, I mean, I'm so like old school in WCW at heart that I saw, Braun Breaker wins in the NXT title the other night. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And then I saw Rick Steiner got in the ring to celebrate with him. And I was like, yeah, that's my guy.
Yeah.
For Rick Steiner coming out than for his kid winning. And
then it's like to see, like just a couple weeks ago in Atlantic City when I saw Scotty Too Hottie.
Yeah.
You know, the legend, you know, like a guy who grew up watching on TV every week, and then the lights go out, and the lights go out the next couple days, and there's a Jeff Jarrett coming out. I'm like, oh, is TNA coming in? We're gonna do an invasion now with Game Changer in EC in TNA, you know. But yeah. But I like it now. That was wild, and Effie's gonna kick his fucking ass. That's all I can say.
If he gets in the ring with him, we'll have to wait to see.
I know. But now Joey and Matt Cardona as well.
Yeah, man, they gotta get a hold of the former Fed guys that are trying to run all over everyone or something. I don't know.
Joey's stealing his wife. Hey, that's great. I don't know. It's just funny shit. It's got to have some good stuff going. That's like, you know, you got to get the media needs some stuff to push, you know, wrestlers that you know, because it's like the TMZ stuff that we see all the time on the rest, you know, or you know, just to catch our eyes, just to laugh at people, you know.
Yeah, it caught my eye because I was just scrolling through Twitter the other day, and I see, you know, I see Chelsea Green, and I was like, oh man, what are her doing now? And so I go back a little bit, and I was like, wait a minute, that's not fucking bad. That's fucking Joey Janela. What's going on?
Yeah. And then I see a picture of what is it, Leroy with a camera.
Yeah, so you know he's standing there trying, and the lens cap was on the fucking camera still.
God damn it, Leroy! Shout out to him. Good.
Right.
Puts the hustle in. Puts himself over. Really, you know, he's a good person.
He is. I like Leroy.
But you know, getting back to starting out in your career, what made you want to wrestle? What was it that passion? Just like, oh, you heard about wrestling after you went to shows with your friends, and then you're like, maybe I could do this.
Oh yeah, I mean, I watched it my whole life. I did a bunch of stuff in the backyard. Nothing like too organized or crazy. Like most of the time, it was just me and my brother and my dad. But like we were still trying to emulate what we saw. You know, I did everything.
Yeah, the old backyard jackass stuff. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, no major injuries ever occurred. So, but no, I did
that. You never know of.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure there's something going on with my body right now caused by something I did in the backyard. But I did college. I did a couple of different jobs that I thought would be careers. Got to where I was getting in my late 20s, and I was like, you know, if I'm going to do it, the time is now. So I found a wrestling school nearby that wasn't, you know, in Louisville. Started training over there with Larry D. Up in
good old Larry D. Great guy. Great guy. Great guy.
I had to take some time off. You know, life reasons happened. But then everything kind of fell back in place, oddly enough, when COVID happened. So the world shut down.
We were all fucking locked.
Everything went to shit. The world shut down. I had started working out again and was like, you know, maybe now's a good time to try. I'd fixed a lot of the problems that I'd had before. So contacted my old trainer, Ronnie Roberts, who said, I'm here in Southern Indiana. You know, come back and we'll get you straightened out. And that was, you know, when everything started to open back up, I started training again and haven't stopped since, really.
No, because it's you know, it's a good thing. It's because it's good right now as well. You know, like we were saying before. Yeah,
it's wrestling is hot right now.
I know it's on TV right now. I'm probably missing some matches soon, you know, but it's okay. It's okay. It's all right. Replays. We'll watch it again later. You know. I mean, what is tonight? Oh, Evolution, right? Yeah. See, there's so much good wrestling. I can't even think of AEW. You know, it's like, what do I flip on tonight? I used to watch a lot of WWE, but I stopped. I just stopped. Some people just do that, you know.
Yeah, it was a slow taper off for me. You know, because they started. I got to where I didn't really like the stuff that they were putting on the product, and then they signed, you know, AJ Styles and Shinsuke and guys that I was interested in seeing, Samoa Joe,
yes,
the Undisputed Era guys. Like they started signing other
contracts,
talent.
like contracts.
Like guys that I'd actually been watching over the last 10 years or so. And it was like, oh, okay, got back invested in the product. But again, it was just another slow taper off. And then
after they did their COVID's pay-per-views, you know, that was like
that
was a little bit weird. That was a little weird, you know.
It was. I tuned in one night during that. Yeah. I mean, it's probably been 2022 now. It's probably been 5 years since I've watched a full WWE show. Like no Manias, no Rumbles, nothing. Like goals change, and you grow, and you see your taste change, and you realize that you know what they're not
what
doing.
else
what they're doing isn't what you want, and that's fine because someone else is going to do what you want. They can do what they want to with their product. That's great. I don't like it.
No, and then you flip on the TV and you see that AEW. You're like, what? Okay, here's something different, and it's going to be a business that could be something that people want to see. You know,
wrestling. It's interesting to watch them.
Yeah,
like seeing them grow as a company.
I mean, because you see the legend or not, legends to you know people who've been in the business for you know a long time. Like you know Brian Danielson, Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, you know, Cody Rhodes, of course, you know, Dustin Rhodes, you know, and then you got you know the newer guys like Hangman and Sammy and you know the Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus and just you know all the and even like Ortiz and the guys were on TNA, you know, come on.
It's giving a lot of people a different platform to
perform. And not only the men, and the female as well. Female talent as well, you know.
Oh yeah, they're the women's side of AEW fucking kills it. Like I just wish that like the borders across the world were open more so that we could have more of people coming in, because I feel like AEW would be an absolute just a great hotbed for foreign talent to come in from all over the world and get exposure on American TV. And
because we've had, I mean,
as a whole.
Because we really, you notice what they kind of bring them more. They try to do the Mexican thing, the women, you know, the lucha, but you come to Japan, you know, yes, we have the good, Suzuki, you know, and Nakamura, you know, and just like it's like wow, you could bring these other guys in too. Let's see what else they have. But you notice they have not really bringing like London talent, Australian talent, like you know. They will.
I feel like that might, you know, that WWE might have a bit of a stronghold in the UK right now, just with their having an NXT product there. But you know, I wish I watched more British wrestling because I mean the style, just being around people like the Von Englands and stuff, and like seeing British rounds matches being done at Paradigm, like it's kind of opened my eyes. Like, oh, this is a completely different section of wrestling.
That's like watching that. I know that's like watching Steven Regal. You know, come on, like you know his style of what he brought and to the table, you know, for his career, you know. But then he got released or whatever, but he had a good career. Really.
I got on Twitter and saw, you know, someone being like, oh, you know, I'll pay a ton of money for the first William Regal seminar, and I was like, wait, hold on, what's happened? What the fuck? I just got up.
And I've had friends that actually have gone to like those seminars. You're like, holy shit, he's behind the curtain. You're like, he's at a show. You don't even know he's there, you know?
Yeah.
He's just watching the guys doing their thing in the ring. It's like, holy shit. You know, where am I at? I'm sitting home. I should be there at the show watching them. You know?
Yeah, give him time. He'll pop up somewhere.
Yeah, it's like how when Ring of Honor was around. Boy, I'll tell you what a product that really was. People really don't look at the decades and decades of wrestling. Like that helped away too.
Yeah, yeah, I'm excited to see what they're gonna do because they announced on April 1st they're doing a show.
hmm
Ring of Honor did, so I'm excited to see what this little break that they've taken is gonna do for the product. I've got my own theories, like
Yeah.
what are they gonna go a different way, and if they do, which way could it be? Like, so
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
exciting.
Who could we see against who in the Briscoes and my God,
Yeah,
there's
exactly.
like those guys are on the hotbed right now. They're on the GCW trail right now.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, GCW is hot.
for yeah, thirsty wrestlers to want action. And I just saw a promo, and I would love to see it. I wish I was going to New York City for that Hammerstein. AJ Gray just put a promo out versus Eddie Kingston. I could see that would be a good match right there.
Yeah.
Those two.
But somebody's gonna leave in a body bag after that one.
Yeah.
Like that's gonna be a hard hitting match.
Yeah, that definitely would be. That would be just to see that. And now, dude, I'm just looking. Like I looked online, dude. I guess he's heading to Chicago. Mike Bailey is headed to Chicago for
Man.
Game Changer Wrestling versus Tony Deppen, first person.
That's gonna be.
And then Blake Christian Blake Christian put on Twitter.
Yeah.
See, there's guys that want. Yeah.
I'd like to see Mike Bailey and Blake Christian.
Mm-hmm.
A little contrast in style there, but Bailey and Deppen is gonna be just a absolute masterclass. They're gonna fucking kill it.
Who knows? Maybe he'll be there that week. Right?
Yeah,
it's coming up. It's coming up, right? You're headed to Chicago. Hey,
yeah. I mean, things may align. Who knows? Who knows?
Get yourself in a clusterfuck or something, right?
Yeah.
One of them scrambles.
Yeah, I might just grab onto someone's collar and just float out there accidentally.
Yeah. So, Brett, if you're watching this,
yeah, Brett, brother, slide in the DMs. They're always open.
No. Watch Leroy goes and say, "Hey, get this guy on your show, quick."
Yeah, right. I talked to him once outside of the gym in Alabama. He's great.
Yes. Yeah. You know what I thought would be really cool, and I'm surprised Brett has not come up. I've said you guys, New South should do a GCW both together kind of show. I could see that happening.
Yeah, they had New South had Young, Dumb, and Broke. Jordan Oliver and Charlie Tiger down there.
Yeah,
a couple weeks ago, I think it was now.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean the budding relationship is kind of there. So
yeah,
a few more guys down.
I know. Keep on bringing them, and shit. You could have some matches, some guys that you would like to.
With the pool of talent that's down there, anyway, I'd put Derek Neal against any of the GCW guys or Adam Priest. One of those two guys.
Yeah, and you've had your fair share of matches with those guys as well in the past, right?
I've not gotten the chance to work either of them yet.
Yeah.
Derek was around a lot at Larry's when I first broke in. So he's a guy that I, really
Larry, I think Larry was with that NWF, the N Wrestling FW or something.
Yeah, Northern Wrestling Federation, Roger Ruffin's place in Cincinnati.
Yes. Yeah, because I knew a podcaster named Drew. Yeah.
Yeah, the Road Home guys.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. I met those guys down at PTW years ago.
Great guy. Yeah. I remember linking up with him on a podcast. Yeah, he's a great dude. They're great. But because they know Larry D like it was nothing. Like he's my best friend,
Yeah.
No. No, but yeah, they've seen a lot of stuff, and they got out there with Game Changers. Or no, yeah, they did one GCW show, I believe. I think, or they went to AIW or something. That's a company that I like to get myself, out to as well.
Yeah.
Absolute Intense,
Yeah, they're doing good stuff right now too. I like keeping an eye on them. If I don't get to sit and watch a lot of shows unless I'm at them really. But I do keep an eye on AIW just because they're putting out an interesting product too.
Yeah, every time on IWTV, which is a big platform for a lot of independent wrestling. What we like to, people can check out and see what's out there. There's so much wrestling. There's so much wrestling on Beyond, Beyond. Come on.
Yeah.
Beyond wrestling is interesting as well to see more people who have been seen on the scene.
Yeah. And I said when I first got IWTV and I started scrolling through it, I became overwhelmed. I was like, this is too much wrestling. I didn't even know half of these places existed. I'd have thought the number of wrestling companies on this platform would have been smaller than that. But they really try to get everything out there that they can. And it's a great resource.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, because you have your West Coast, you have your East Coast, you have your Mid-South, you have your, your range of everywhere. Japan, too. I can't believe there's stuff in Japan. Death matches and shit on there. I'm glad.
That's a huge rub for IWTV to be international.
Yeah. And then you go to Fight TV, Game Changer, because, of course, they quit. Shout out to there's people in the chat room right now. Yes, absolutely, Everett Lee. Yes, that's one of my guys from Florida. Shout out to him. Who is this guy? Oh, this was earlier. I wasn't even paying attention. Oh, Coda.
Yeah, Coda. What up, Coda? How you doing, girl?
Yeah, we're getting people in here. This is good.
Yeah, it is good. I'm gonna fist fight Coda one day.
Oh,
it may be in a parking lot. It may be sanctioned. I don't know, but this has been a long time coming. We're gonna get some stuff worked out with it, I guess.
Oh man, could I? Hey, Everett, would you like to join me on this podcast? He could join us. He loves New South. Everett, I'm going to send you an invite. Come on, join. Come on. Yeah, absolutely. He's more than welcome to. He's a podcaster too. Come on. Join me, Everett, for this one. Yeah. Hold on. I'm still here.
Probably talk more if I was more of a showman when there's dead silence.
Sometimes it's fun to have more people join us. It'll be more. Okay, he's old. All right, sweet. Cool. He's a good talker wrestling. He loves wrestling. He's a fan. Just you'll have a good conversation as well. I like to. He always like to bring his own guest on. You'd be a guest. I'm sure down. You'll do one too with him. It's just sometimes we just have to switch it up here.
Yeah, no, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, variety is the spice of life.
Absolutely, and he's studied the product more than New South. Probably the talent that I have really dove into. More of the guys that the roster is phenomenal. That's one thing that I do like.
Yeah, they've got a very good roster down there. That's when I first, got back into it, was if there's a list of goals for places that I want to not necessarily work for, but be a part of, they were on the list.
You set up his mic. Cool. I just bought a new camera today. I was going to try it out, but then
yeah, that's how it goes too.
I was looking forward to using it, but not tonight.
Not
I took the
tonight.
battery. I took the battery out. Maybe that'll help. Maybe my battery need to be unplugged. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For the laptop. Maybe it's time for the upgrade. The old HP don't last forever. You know that.
Yeah, no, we had to do that a few years ago. We started upgrading everything, and man, you just forget how expensive fucking technology
I know.
pieces are. And there's some stuff that, you know, I did videography and like broadcasting and stuff years ago. And so like the cost of like hard drives and stuff now blows my mind, because I remember when, you know, 500 gigabyte solid state drive was like $700 or $800. I just
This guy you'll be once Everett comes on, he'll talk about that too. He's a big video editor, and he's done all that in his career as a young podcaster. You know, he started young. He'll tell you some stuff. He'll fill you in. He's pretty knowledgeable. This guy is more a pro than I am.
I am not good with it anymore.
No, technology.
And it goes so fast.
It really is. But this software right here, very easy to use. Like it's like a street, one click, and it's like 5 platforms. Come on.
Can't argue with that.
No, instead of like Zoom where you have to wait till people come on.
Yeah.
Let's see where he is. Let me take a peek here. It's kind of weird. It blanks you out when you leave the room.
Yeah, I didn't think about that, and I switched over to click on it. I checked something on another web page, and then was like, "Oh shit! I feel like my whole screen just went black." It took a second because I lost audio and everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my earbuds, my headphones, wireless ones, didn't even connect to my phone today. I was like, "What the hell?" I have to hook up the old earbuds. Okay,
Yeah.
Here we go. Let me introduce you to Everett Lee. Here is my friend Everett Lee. And
Hey.
Everett, I want you to be Lobo. There you go.
What's up, man?
A New South wrestler.
Yes, New South. Adam Priest.
Wow. Go ahead.
Yeah.
You can talk.
Yeah. I gotta pull up. I was watching that event that they did where I forget his name, because I'm still trying to remember who's who in New South. There's so much wrestling that I watch here and there. It's hard to keep up with who and stuff. And I was watching that one event that they did where they had the main event. Jonathan Gresham defended the ROH title. You know what I'm talking about there?
Yeah, the holiday special that they did.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. What a hell of a main event, man.
Yeah.
That was wrestling right there. That was wrestling. That was.
Yeah, it was I went back and watched it again because it felt like the first time they did, I don't want to say too much because they didn't do too much, but they were just working so well. It was like, I'm sure there's something I've missed. I've got to go back and, study it in segments and really take it in. Everything that they did, just masters of the craft.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I've always liked Jonathan Gresham and ROH, what he's did and what he's done. I've always liked him. And it was awesome to actually get to see him live. And if I can remember, I think he was there. Yeah, Fort Lauderdale, I think it was in 2016. That's when Cody and the Bucks were still in ROH doing the Bullet Club. And he's great, man. He's a great worker. His ring work. And Adam Priest, I liked how he pulled double duty there. That was good. he gave what's his name? He told him, he's like, "You sure you want to do this?" And he's like, "You wanted his shot."
Everett, and Lobo, do you mind if I step away for a second? I'll be right back.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah,
Take over,
I like New South.
Mhm.
I like what they do, and just the the tag team that broke up. I love how they're in singles now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What's their name? Wasted Generation. Is that right?
I think so. Yeah,
That
yeah.
sounds right.
Mhm.
Sean and Braden.
Yeah. I like how they broke into singles now, and they're doing that, giving that a run right there, and it's just great. They got some great talent. There's another promotion I like, and it's from Canton, Georgia, Southern Honor Wrestling. That's another one.
Mm-hmm. I'm not familiar with them, but I'll definitely look them up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you go on their Facebook page, they got a documentary talking about the how it all started with Southern Honor Wrestling, and they got a lot of people backing that, like Diamond Dallas Page, Jake Roberts, Scott Hall. They got these people because one of the workers, he's also the he works behind the scenes, and he's had a relationship with like DDP for like since he was like 16, and I don't know how old he is now, but when he came to Georgia and got with this one promoter, they took this one promoter and they took him, and they're like, you two want to start a wrestling promotion, you guys need to work together, and they started Southern Honor, and they got a good following there, and they get some rub with a lot of AEW talent and stuff. So that's another good promotion to check out there.
Yeah, it sounds like it. I'm always down for anything the Southern based, especially. Yeah, Southern Honor. They're up here. Mm-hmm. I'll remember that.
And there's a promotion down here in Florida. There's a couple promotions down here. There's ARW, Atomic Revolutionary Wrestling. Sorry, Alex Red, if I'm pronouncing that wrong, but yeah, they got some great talent. They get some legends and veterans that's been in the business. They come by, and another promotion would be Knockout Wrestling. That's another one there. Thump Dupree. Shout out to him. He former ROH talent. He works behind the scenes with Knockout. I got to work with him last year. I got to know him pretty well working at CFWE when I ran production, and when I did the graphic design for like the CFWE and the production, video editing. I got to know Thump Dupree. Really great guy.
That's what's up. Yeah, man. Florida's an area that I need to get a little bit more familiar with. Yeah, I think the only Florida wrestler that I know about is Ron Bass Jr. I've already told him I'm not going to call him out on the podcast tonight. So sorry, Ron, not tonight.
Not tonight. Wow. Yeah, I heard you guys talking about New South when I jumped in and started viewing. I was like, yeah, New South is good. And then I heard you guys talking about Beyond Wrestling. That's another great promotion. They have a lot of good content on IWTV. Beyond does. They have some really good stuff. And I like watching the women's wrestling that goes to Beyond, because they can tear it up, man. They can tear it up. And it's funny because a lot of the talent I see in AEW I've seen over the years in a lot of promotions like Beyond, Defy Wrestling in Seattle, there, Portland. That would be one if I go out west. That would be the one place I'd want to go to, is to go see a Defy Wrestling show, man, because I have my favorites out there, like Art of a Spectre, him. Who else? Oh, the Ravishing Randy Myers. I like his persona. My wife loves him. my wife does, because first time I seen him, I was like, what the hell am I watching? But then when I sat there and I watched it and watched how he did his entrance, came out, I watched his ring work. I'm like, all right, I get it. And then I was like, you gotta check this out. And my wife's like, what? I was like, check out this guy, Ravishing Randy Myers. You gotta check him out. And she sat down and watched him, and that's one of her favorites. There is Randy Myers.
Yeah, that's great.
It's a gimmick. It works, you know. You find something that works. I know that's hard for a lot of workers, is to actually find something that actually works for them and goes with it. Because I mean, I know you've heard stories about people trying to find that gimmick that works for them, and after they've went through a few gimmicks, you know.
Yeah. I feel like most everyone has to go through, unless you just hit it on the head from the jump. And the only person I could think of off the top of my head is Goldberg, that just had it from the beginning, character-wise, or whatever. I feel like most everyone goes through 2 or 3 transformations before you really lock in on who you are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it takes a while. I mean, look at the Undertaker.
Mm-hmm.
Look at him. Look what he went through his gimmicks there.
Yeah,
when he
like,
was WCW.
like even Cactus Jack, Mick Foley. That's his three characters he had.
Yeah, and then Steve Austin, stunning Steve Austin, superstar Steve Austin, the Ringmaster.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, you got to go through that. I mean, look at Kane. He was,
and look at that NWO. Okay, right? Like, you think of that too.
Yeah,
I mean, that was the second life for all of those guys.
Oh yeah. I was listening to. You ever listen to Busted Open Radio?
I don't know. I don't really. I find myself just listening to the same 3 or 4 albums all the time. Really.
Oh, I was listening. I catch it when I can, because I had it up on here on the computer tonight. So I was trying out my new speaker. So I was like, what am I going to listen to? So I pulled up Busted Open Radio. I mean, I pulled up Sirius XM on my browser, and then I saw Busted Open. I'm like, what are they talking about? And Dave LaGreca and Bully Ray were discussing about NXT 2.0. And I'd definitely like to get your thought on this. Vince McMahon has pretty much gotten rid of all the Hunter guys, because the locker room was divided with Vince guys and Hunter guys. He's pretty much gotten rid of all of them, and he's pretty much taken NXT away from Hunter, because NXT got its butt kicked by AEW when they were going, on.
Yeah, we were talking about splitting. Yeah, we were kind of like talking about that too. Ever kind of splitting the battles, differences of the companies of just.
It's so with NXT going through the change that it's gone through. How do you feel about that? Because I know a lot of people's crapping on it, but at the same time, people are just like, just give it a chance. It's gonna turn back around in some new shape or form. How do you feel about that?
I mean, I think that you got to give anything a chance and everything a chance. Like, because you can't say, oh, well, because they changed the logo, it's not going to work. Or because they've changed the kind of performers that they're looking for, it's not going to work. That very well could work very well. Or it might blow up in their face and they start swooping up indie guys again. But if they're looking for more for, performers or, athletes that are more skilled at just an overall athletic sense that they can mold from the beginning, and they want to put out, you know, an entire, like, just take NXT back to a farm system, that's fine. Like, that, they try a lot in WWE because they have the budget to, I feel like. You know, so I'm excited to see where it goes. I think it's very intriguing what they're doing, getting rid of the old guard, even going as far as having Braun Breaker kick through the old black and gold X. You know, it's like any other change. We've got to see it through and see what it does. And a year or two, we may be saying, man, that's the best decision WWE's made in the last 15 years. Who knows?
And actually, and if you were listening to us before in the podcast, we were talking about how Ring of Honor, and he's right. We were talking about what they'll bring for that new paper, right? Because they're coming back with something new, and you know.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? WWE may pick someone up out of college that doesn't really, maybe they're just amateur wrestler or something, right? And may find out that they don't work well under WWE style, but then they get out onto the indies and find out that they work really well doing like Josh Barnett's Bloodsport and stuff. So, I mean, what's the worst thing that happens is we get a bunch of safe workers going on to the indies after a couple of years, or we get a really another successful WWE innovative product. Like,
right.
I think you look at it the right way, and they're only positives.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when I first started watching NXT, that was when I had the WWE Network first came out, and NXT, that right there, I mean, seeing the beginnings of what I caught at the time, because it was going on beforehand, but getting to actually like see like how Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch and Paige just coming in, and you know, Neville coming in to, you know, who they are. That right there, it was just amazing just to see that. And I remember going to house shows here, just non-televised shows back when they'd come to Daytona, and I met like Becky Lynch, Alexa Bliss when they first were like in, you know, going out and doing house shows before they even got on NXT. And it was amazing, you know, meeting them and then seeing where they went and following their, you know, journey, you know, in wrestling. It's just fascinating and stuff. But back when I watched it, man, it was good. It was good. I mean, I fell off watching it and got into, you know, watching other things, and
we're seeing,
when you're working for a wrestling promotion, you don't watch that much wrestling.
Yeah.
And you know what, Lobo, I give you guys credit because you've had a couple of your guys actually on a lot of these darks recently. It's that guy, like the Razor Ramon character. You don't talk about he looks like this really the grizzly guy. What's his name?
Rolando Perez.
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen him on there. Yeah, there's a lot of even like guys from the Midwest area, like Lord Crew wrestled Andrade, which was mind blowing to me because he was one of the first people that I met 3 or 4 years ago, whatever it is now. When I first started going to Larry's, like Crew's one of the first people I met. Then to see him fighting La Sombra, I was like, shit, bro, way to go.
It's like that Matthew Justice. I know. It's like Matthew Justice, like a guy who just, you know, second year crew member, just like to bam, just like surprise.
Yeah. That's one thing I like that AEW does. Like, hey, we're in a new city. Let's showcase some of the local talent, but let's showcase them in a better way than just being enhancement talent.
Yeah.
At least I feel like that's what they're doing. I think they're doing it better than the old school way of, all right, Joe Taylor, go out there and have a 2-minute squasher with Bam Bam. Good luck. Hope you make it out.
Yeah, I like watching I like watching Dark Elevation. I like watching Dark. I like watching both those because it's wrestling, man. It's wrestling. It reminds me of the old WWE superstars. That's what it reminds me of. Watching that back in the day, like Saturday morning, watch superstars. You know, you get someone out there and they do a match and they basically, go out there, squash them. And, it's just a lot of the talent gets showcased on there. A lot of the talent gets to come back, which is great. For example, Shauna Reed, she wrestles in FGW. She's trained underneath Cody Hawk. And Cody Hawk, man, has that list of people who he's trained, everyone from John Moxley to Sami Callihan to Eli Drake. I mean, she's been back like 4 times on AEW Dark. So she's doing something. She's doing something because, she's putting over talent, but, she also went out for about 3 months, went out to Texas and wrestled under Dustin Rhodes at his school. So, so
hard workers eat, man.
And it's like Thunder Rosa, how she first started. Come on, she runs Mission Pro. She runs that Texas-based promotion. Come on, look at these people who just started young or in their career and just like, hey, you know what? They could fall off the CZW roster, like the Layla Hirsch, like she was a dojo war, and then the Starland, Casey Starland, or whatever.
Layla Hirsch, I wouldn't want to mess with her, man.
No, she's
intimidating, man. With her size and everything, though, but still, she's
small for her stature, but she can go. Yeah.
That's that. It.
And actually, if you go back and watch ladies wrestling, Michelle Slamovich, like that girl, hell, they've had some good, they're different sizes, but she can go. Layla can really mix it up with any female talent, you name it.
She was freaking. I can't remember the first time that I saw Layla Hirsch, but it was a lasting impression. It was on an indie show, and I was like, I hope I get to see her again. And the next week on AEW, I was like, oh damn, that's a good scoop up right there, guys. Way to go!
Yeah, I know. That's like me. I was like, that's why I said CZW Dojo. I used to watch her go with the show and then be like a security guard at CZW, and then she was on at WSU when they had a WSU ladies, division that they were doing, and then it shut down. Now she's doing better things for herself.
Absolutely,
and I'm proud. I'm proud of her. And proud of Case Starland as well. And. Go ahead, Avery. We can say something.
Oh, I'm looking something up here real quick.
Oh, you're Googling.
Yes, I'm Googling.
Cool.
I'm multitasking. That's what I like doing. Tay from that's on AEW. Tay Tay Conte.
Ty Conte. Yeah. Oh, Sammy's new girlfriend.
Yeah, Tay, and then and because she's part of the Dark Order, right? No. I'm thinking of the other one.
Anna Jay's in it.
Anna Jay. That's funny.
Friends. So I just always assumed Ty's in it as well.
No, Ty's a blog member. Come on.
Yeah. I like that duo. That's one thing I like. I like that duo right there. I like Dark Order. I like the members in there. John Silver. He gets a pop. Jurassic Express, Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus, man. It's funny when my wife when we watch AEW, she's like, because growing up, she was she had a crush on his dad, Luke Perry. I mean, which girl didn't, back in the day had a crush on Jungle Boy's dad,
And then everybody had a crush on Marco too, Come on. Little Marco Stunt. No,
I mean, how could you not?
Yeah. Yeah. But it's neat to see, because when I see Jungle Boy, I remember back reading about an article or something about Luke Perry. Luke Perry got to see his son wrestle, and he was so proud of him.
At the Game Changer show in LA. That's the one.
That's the one. And I say to myself, like they won the tag team championships last week, and his dad would be so proud of him, making it as far as he can. And I was saying to myself, about damn time, as much as those guys go out there and, bust their ass, they finally got the gold, finally,
Yeah, but Sam, but if you notice, like, I was looking and I saw on Twitter, like, I guess Marco was not there for a while. He took a little break. I guess evidently his contract was going up or something, or going down, like, I guess was lasting or something. I don't know what happened there. I saw something on Twitter about him.
I thought didn't he get hurt at the last GCW show he was on?
I think so. Yeah.
That might have been what it is.
Mm-hmm. And he took a break, and then he did his little talent things with. He went on. After that emo thing. That's right. That emo.
Yeah, emo nights or whatever it was called. God, I can't. I'm the worst at remembering names.
Yeah. But yeah, he had something. Ever to look it up, watch. He'll find it.
Google
looks like he's gaming over there.
He's a gamer. No, he's got it set up over there.
Yeah, I got my camera here, but I got my monitor right there. So I'm like looking, and then there's the camera, and then monitor.
Yeah, wait, Everett. I'm supposed to be looking at my other camera. Hold on, right? Yeah.
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 Right before a couple, like 2-3 hours before he went live with you, Lobo.
You were talking about that,
he hit me up. He sent me a picture. I'm like, okay, because he told me a few days ago, I'm going to get another webcam. I was like, okay. And he told me which one he's going to get. I was like, okay. He sent me a picture today of the webcam. So I video call him. I'm like, dude, you got the camera? And he's like, yeah, look, got the camera. He's showing it off on the box. I'm reading it. And I'm like, cool. I like it. And he's like, how am I going to set this up? Because he was practically going to have a setup like I do, because I do 2 cameras on my show. I got one for me and my guests to look at, but then I have like this camera I'm using now is for like viewers to watch when I go live.
This one.
That one. There was a lot of that earlier. It was like this camera, that camera, that camera. Yeah. Look at that. And basically, I was just going through the setup with him on how to set this up. And it was, I had the phone here, video chatting with him, and then got on here, had a camera here, had mine going, and I'm taking the camera, I'm showing him everything, where that's going and stuff.
We had it all worked out. We had it all tweaked out, and then my computer just shut down.
Second monitor.
Yeah.
You hooked up the second monitor, right?
Yeah. And then I guess I powered it, turned it off my computer. I must have turned it back on, and I took the battery out. I'm letting it cool down. Maybe Everett. We'll see. We'll see. I'll talk to you later. We'll talk. Yeah, but that's not what we're talking about. Yeah, all right.
David. Yeah, I'll have to walk. I know what you did. I know what you did, man. It's technical. It's technical. I wasn't that clear in the last step.
But Everett, and also me and Lobo were talking about how he in his, he did video stuff, video in his, like you. I was saying you. Yeah.
Video editing. Ain't that a bitch?
Yeah.
Mm.
And it's what I like to do too. That's what's the worst part about it. You can send me out into the field with the camera and I'll shoot all day, but I like sitting down and editing. Like that's what most of my jobs in production was. But man, is it just after a while, it's like, I don't know how I used to do this for 12, 16 hours a day.
Yeah, it's
Every
I pace myself. I put myself on a schedule because when I would go do a CFWE show on a Saturday, it was like the second Saturday each month. I do a CFWE show. I'd be running production with other guys there. As soon as the show's over, the promoter gave me the handhelds. If you watch the shows from January to September and those 9 months, you see the evolution of how each show was different, and it evolved because I didn't know what the hell I was doing. But then when it came down to the editing, I'd take the cameras back here, take the footage, and we'd have say like 9 matches on a card. 9, the least would be 7. Okay. And then sometimes, the card would get cut because certain matches just stunk up the ring. And the booker's like, cut this match, cut that match. And it worked. It made it shorter. It's like, oh, great. Got matches cut. All right. So, I mean, later on they got released in a, never before seen collection on their YouTube channel. But I would do like a match or 2 matches a day or a night. I would, work it and get everything lined up in the editing and stuff and slice and dice and stuff. I know you could really take a program and you can have like 3 camera views, 2 cameras. We'd run 3 cameras sometimes, mostly 2, hard cam, roam cam. And I know you can take and you can watch both of them and click back and forth and stuff, but I like to go through and line them up whether they're on top of each other and just go through, watch the view from the roam cam, hard cam, and then go back and forth and decide, okay, you're making the cuts between each one. And I would pre-plan and have all the match cards, all that stuff made up beforehand. But cards subject to change.
But also, you know what? And also, what's the key is the lighting. The lighting is the key in the sports place. Like at New South has a good lighting system. I like how they Everett.
Yeah, New South production wise, the one promotion that I was drawn to for production wise that just like caught my eye because of the quality that they were shooting with and how they had their cameras was Defy Wrestling, because it made you feel like you were right there in the crowd. And I loved the high def cameras they shot. And PCW, I love how they do their stuff over there too in California. PCW. I don't know if you've seen PCW before there. I sent David a match a while back ago that had Eddie Kingston and who the heck was it, David? Because that was like a brawl, street fight. They were brawling all over the damn place, man. The cameras kept up with them. I was surprised. It was bloody, man. It was pretty damn bloody.
I'll tell you what, Eddie's on a run. Like me and him were just talking about earlier. Lobo, I was telling him that actually the AJ Gray is a guy he's been around, and he called him out. He wants at the Hammerstein Ballroom. What do you think? Like Eddie's that kind of guy to go one-on-one with. The attitudes are, just go, just do it.
Yeah, they're gonna tear each other up.
Yeah.
He's straight up like.
Because AJ's dabbled in the deathmatch world. Yeah, give him credit for that. He's kept his game up. Yeah,
he just did a big one with Matt Tremont.
Yes, he did.
There was a short period where I kind of thought AJ Gray was going to be one of the next big deathmatch stars, and then he, I guess, like tapered off on them real hard because I felt like for a while all I was seeing him in was death matches.
Yeah, or you'd see him in a tournament, like in a a wrestling tournament, that one promotion, Pentagon, Pentagon Pro or whatever it's called, Paragon. Not Pres. Paragon.
There's Paradigm that runs in Southern Indiana. That one.
Yes, that's
okay. Yeah.
He's had some good matches there because he's wrestled, but I think Hoodfoot and a whole bunch of other guys. There's a lot of Hoodfoot is a talent people need to be picked up. You don't know.
That's who I went to New York with for Casanova's stuff that we were talking about earlier. I didn't want to name drop him, but me and Hoodfoot rode up there together. So like me, him, Casanova, and the No Fear City crew guys were just like gallivanting around New York through Brooklyn in a bar in I don't even know where the fuck we were.
Yeah. That's like we were saying, the hole in the wall. It
was just a hole in the wall bar that they use all the time. But man, he was great to be with, and he's fucking blowing up right now. Hoodfoot is.
Yes.
I'm very, very happy and very proud of what he's getting to do. Because we were in the car together for a day. It was 12 hours there and 12 hours back. So 24 of it we spent mostly talking about wrestling or music. So,
oh man, I'm surprised you guys didn't roll into AC. You could
have. I wanted to, but by the time we got done with everything,
I know. It's like, it would have been a cool New Year's, right?
It would have been something. I had to tell them. I was like, guys, you got to drop me off at the apartment or something. I'm done.
Yeah.
I can't do it like you guys can. Should I? I drove 15 hours a day. I'm tired.
Yes.
Talking about music, I've been listening to a lot of old classic rock lately. I get in a mood. I'll pick a genre of music and start listening to it. And I've been listening to a lot of Who and Rolling Stones lately.
Yeah. I was gonna you're mixing it up with the music now, Everett. Good for you.
I always am, man. That's what I do. That's what I do. I've been listening to that stuff at home, and then today when I got off work and I was driving home, I'm listening to Metallica, the Four Horsemen, and I got that damn thing cranked to 11. Spinal Tap. I'm going home. It's like, I'm like, yeah, Metallica.
Yeah, Lobo, what are you into? What's your music you're into?
Oh man, I listen to I like to say a lot of everything, but it really boils down to a lot of hip hop and heavy metal. So a lot of Coheed and Cambria, Kubla Khan, TX, 2 Chainz, Wale. Like there's a lot of other artists in there too. But sometimes, man, I just might like pop on a musical or something.
Yeah.
Like my taste is all over the place.
You gotta be. You have to be.
Yeah.
You have to be.
Because sometimes
you get bored. Yeah, you got bored of the same. I know. You get bored of the same song.
Rock out at 9:00 in the morning every day.
No. Yeah, you need your guitar. Our imaginary guitars while we're rocking at work.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, Lobo. What was the last concert you saw? What was your last concert you saw? Ooh.
Oh my god, I can't even remember. That's how long it's been. Probably.
Yeah. Holy shit!
Man, probably Avenged Sevenfold, Papa Roach, and Saving Abel in like 2010, 2009, something like that. Yeah, but I'm going to see Coheed in March, so that's what's up.
Yeah, I think my last concert. My
That's
last
the
concert.
last time I seen a concert. That was
Yeah.
2010, man. I went to the Power Metal Festival over in St. Petersburg here next to Tampa, and I went and seen, of course, Seven Kingdoms was there with Blind Guardian as the opening band, but Seven Kingdoms was second on the bill. I got to see them, and they just dropped their third album. I think they got their fourth, fifth, or sixth albums coming out. Sorry, Camden. I know that they did an EP that just came out, and they got in trouble because they covered Don Henley's Boys of Summer.
Yeah,
they covered that, and Don Henley blocked them. His label on YouTube blocked them, and it's like, why are you blocking them? Because they have like a bunch of people who's uploaded videos of playing that song, but he blocked them. And come to find out, Don Henley's like, I don't like people covering my music. It's my music. It's like, quit being a music artist.
Yeah, right.
My last concert actually probably was Everett. Remember when I told you when I saw Game Changer Wrestling? I actually did like a summer show, like a concert series one year with like Drew Gulak and a couple guys were wrestling, right? And actually Stone Temple Pilots was playing, so I got to see Stone Temple before the guy died. Like
Scott Weiland.
Yeah.
Great front man. I grew up in the 90s. I'm one of those guys. You ever met that person, Lobo, that you like growing up? They're like, yeah, man, back in the 60s, yeah, back in the 70s, man. Yeah. Well, nowadays, because I'm like, what's this guy talking about? I was like, yeah, those are great times. Now I understand because I'm that guy now. It's like back in the 90s, man, we had dial up.
And we were just
1997.
Yeah, and it's Everett just pulled something up to me like in a couple of days. Actually, was it last night or the night before? When Bob Saget died, we were looking through movies, and Half Baked was one of the movies.
Yeah, his cameo.
Yes.
Yes, I love his cameo in Half Baked. He's like, you ever sucked dick for coke?
Yeah.
I have.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I'm here for marijuana. It's like, man. Bob Saget steps up. He's like, you ever suck someone's dick for coke? No. Why, dude?
We were cracking up. We were just cracking
up. Ruined a whole generation of people with one joke.
Yeah.
Because I remember the first time I saw that movie and he stood up and said that, and I was like, what the fuck? He can't say that. He's Danny Tanner.
Yeah. Yeah, he's the guy that did those America's videos. Come on.
Yeah.
I liked when he was the only thing I liked about Dumb and Dumber or whatever that prequel was Bob Saget when Harry went into the bathroom in there, and it was the Hershey bar, and he sat on it and all squirted all over. He's like, what the fuck, man? There's shit everywhere. He shit all over the walls. He shit himself. I love that. And then at the end of the movie, he runs into him again when he's covered in mud. He's like, it's you. It's you. There's shit on you. There's shit on you. There's shit on my car. There's shit on my windshield. Bob Saget was just
we're trying to figure out movies. Yeah. What? Go ahead.
Like since we're talking about Bob Saget and like stand up. What's the last stand up or comedian like have you seen? Because I know like on Netflix they got a bunch of specials on there. Lobo, you ever watch any stand-up comedy?
I watched stand up a lot back in the day, as much as it hurts to say it.
I was watching Saturday Night Live, SNL.
Yeah, I remember. Right? I mean, like, I watched like Mad TV and In Living Color and SNL and stuff.
Remember, Mad TV really was. People didn't really watch a lot of it and knew what that was all about. You know, if you ever noticed, like really, like a generation that really, you know, and like In Living Color really, Homie the Clown. Like, come on, like really.
They launched Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
Let me tell this story. I told Everett this story. I remember going to New York City one year with my parents, Christmas time, and we go to the Planet Hollywood when that Planet Hollywood was so popular, right? And I'm sitting behind in the restaurant, and I sit at the booth with my parents, and I turn around. Is that an actor behind me? Is that Homie the Clown? Yes. You know how like random. Yeah, Damon. Yeah. I'm like, snap.
that is awesome, man. That is awesome. Damon Wayans.
I'm like, yeah, I remember. Yeah, because I saw you. Because I was like, I remember watching this show. Like, brain freeze. Like, you know,
Homie the Clown. Yeah. I remember that Fire Marshal Bill.
Let me tell you something.
So you walk over to a light socket, you stick your finger in, and you grab a light bulb. Will the light bulb work? I don't think so.
Jim Carrey's humor was great when he was always like that kind of character. Just when
man, Jamie Foxx. That's another one. Wanda. You know, Rwanda.
Yeah.
that was great. And I like Damon Wayans and David Alan Grier, the Men on Film.
Yes.
Now Everett, let's bring it to a new level. And I don't know if you asked this question yet. Are you a Marvel fan? Are you a fan of the Marvel comics and all the?
What's that tell you?
Well, Everett, of course, Everett is.
Oh, yeah, he's talking the Punisher shirt.
Yeah, Frank Castle, man.
Yeah, I like the Marvel movies. I'm torn because like I grew up being a Batman fan. Like Batman is my favorite superhero, but they do such an injustice with a lot of the movies. So I'm really excited to see this new one. Of course, the Christopher Nolan ones were fantastic. Joker was great. So like they're doing good stuff, but I just feel like Marvel's movies consistently are better. Mm-hmm. But then DC will put out like one really good movie, and it's like, why the fuck can't you do this consistently? If y'all did this consistently, you would be beating them. I'm telling you. But I mean, there's just.
And Everett, I told Everett, no, I have not seen it. I got to sit down and watch Spider-Man. I have to go sit down and watch that.
I'll admit, I'm like 5 movies behind the Marvel universe. And I'm really proud of myself because I used to be a lot further behind than that. But like I'm kind of caught up on the Spider-Man movies, but this new one makes me want to get caught up all the way just so I can see it. But I mean, like, it's weird because like outside of Batman, like growing up, and I never realized it, but the X-Men were my favorite other group of superheroes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so, I loved those movies. Grew up playing the games, watching the TV show, and it wasn't until I was in like my early 20s that I was talking to someone, and they were like, "Man, you're just really passionate about the X-Men." I was like, "Oh shit, I think they're my favorites."
They're better than the Ninja Turtles or something.
Yeah. Not better than the Ninja Turtles. No. I've got a whole tattoo of Ninja Turtles.
Right on.
Ninja Turtles tattoos, so
kick ass. That's awesome. Yeah.
What kick ass? Hey, that reminds me, Kick-Ass. That's a good one. I have all those on graphic novels. I have Kick-Ass 1, 2, and 3, and I have the Hit Girl. I have that all on hardback, man.
Oh, Everett, I have the pain in your ass one. Oh, thank you.
I have the what's this? Leave studio and goodbye for tonight one.
No.
No.
But the ribbon begins.
I like both of them because there's characters for everyone to enjoy. With Marvel and DC, I know at times people just like Marvel's better. No, DC's better. And Marvel, DC. The way I looked at it here about a couple years ago, Marvel was ruling the big screen while DC was ruling your TV every single week.
Absolutely.
They were. I mean, look at the Arrowverse, for example. That's great right there. Arrow, I watched all the way up, I think, until half of season 6 because it just started falling for me. And I just became less interested because they pretty much made everyone fight up against each other, go against each other. They broke up what was good, that the momentum kept going, and they're bringing in villains that look like Bill Gates. And then you had that what do you call it, Diaz guy. He sounded like he was on hemorrhoids. He had hemorrhoids all the time. It's like my sound on my TV. I was constantly turning it up, turning it down, turning it up, turning it down because I couldn't understand him half the time. And he walk in a room and it's like Diaz. It's like. And then all of a sudden he starts like, it's like, what the hell, man? It's like, I couldn't understand this guy. He sounded constipated all the time. I was like, you got constipation that's going to take out Arrow? You better roll up to CVS and get some Pepto, man. That's the only way to beat him. Because it's like, where'd you come up with these villains at, man? It's like, they were like digging from the bottom. Season 3 villain Ra's al Ghul was great. Season 2 Deathstroke was great. And just after that, I'm like, where are they going?
Did I told Everett, have we seen the Matrix yet? No, I haven't even seen that new one yet either.
Yeah.
I haven't either. I've got to wait for the wife to go see it first. Let her see it, and then I'll watch it, and then we'll watch it together. You know, that way.
Everett just got his favorite gift for Christmas this year.
What's that?
He got Fast and the Furious box set.
Okay. Yeah. On Blu-ray. I gave away. I had on DVD. I had. All 4 Fast and Furious, and I had 5 and 6 on Blu-ray. And you know it's funny? I think I got 6 on Blu-ray one year for Christmas or my birthday, and I never did watch it. I just threw it on the shelf with the collection. but still, and I think Fast 3, and that was given to me by I think my ex-girlfriend. So that's gone now. So, but you know, people like crap on the Fast and Furious franchise because they said it should have been done after the 3rd one, after the 4th one, after the 5th one. Excuse me. It should have been done, but have you watched any of the Fast and Furious movies? Have you like kept up with it or not? Or
yeah, the older ones are better. Yeah,
I think I definitely watched like the first 2 or 3 when they came out, and then sometime in college I watched. I think it was Fast 6 and was like, oh man, they're good still. What the hell? and I haven't watched one since.
The way I look at the Fast and Furious, because like 5 I thought was crazy what they did. It was just over the top, dragging a safe through a damn city with 2 Dodge Chargers, and that thing's whipping back and forth. I'm like, wow, this is crazy, man. And then when I think it was 7, they parachute out of cars. I'm like, this is ridiculous now. Actually, but it's still this is still great. 8, they did some crazy stuff. 9, the magnet in the van that picked up cars. I was laughing my butt off, and people's like hating on all this stuff. The way I look at it is wrestling back in the 80s, over the top, big characters like Macho Man, over the top characters. I look at Furious now. Exactly. I look at Fast and Furious like as back then over the top wrestling, because you didn't know what you're going to get.
That was like the rock and roll wrestling.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, Saturday morning Saturday morning cartoon when it came out.
But does that make a good point there, Lobo? It's like they've become the Fast and Furious have become over the top wrestling, which you do. It's like you may hear that person, oh, I can't believe they're doing this and stuff, but secretly they're in their home watching it, and they're like, oh, it. I love it. Yeah, there is. I look at the Fast and Furious as over the top wrestling from the 80s. I grew up on now. I see what ridiculous thing they're going to do next.
Did you just recently? Everett actually recently had somebody from. Oh, what was that TV series, Everett? Oh, you had a guest on your podcast from that Squad City. Huh?
Squad City.
Squid Games.
Yes, Squid Games. I had.
He dug out. Oh, yeah.
Why am I like going blank with his name here?
Hold on.
Jeffrey
on the spot.
Yeah, I always put him in the spot sometimes.
He always puts me on the spot. This is normal. Yeah, Jeffrey Giuliani. He played VIP number 4 in Squid Game. I don't know. Did you see Squid Game on Netflix?
I saw the first episode and was very intrigued by it, and have managed to remain mostly spoiler free, and I haven't watched it since, because I have a really bad habit of doing that too. Be like, oh man, this looks great. Let me watch this first episode. All right, cool. That was really cool. I don't want to get too into it right now. I'm going to go watch 6 hours of talking.
Everett dug him out somehow. Everett found him. He found him. Yeah.
Actually, he ended up. How the heck did that go?
I know.
Through some connections, and I got hit up, and I was asked that he's interested in coming on podcast for Podcasting Network, and I was like, all right, I'll take a stab at him first. And 2 more other shows, they got to interview him, and that pretty much his
his role.
Yeah, he played VIP number 4. If you ever get around to actually watching the rest of it, when he wears the tiger mask, and him and the waitress, VIP number 4 and the waitress, then you'll know who, because I talked to him, and I think because when I had him on my podcast, that actually broke me into the top 100 in Canada on iTunes. Because I was looking on a statistic thing, and it popped up. It was emailed to me, and it's like, congratulations. I'm like, what did I do? Like, what did I do? So I looked into it, and it was like this statistic thing to, track your podcast and like different, regions and categories and stuff. And it breaks it down for you. So I looked at that, and I was in the top 100 and on iTunes on Canada. At one point, I looked again further. I forgot to tell you this, David. I was at 79, number 79, and then I went back up to 100. I guess day after they listened to the podcast, it went back to 100. I don't know. I think it had to do with I had the following week. I don't know. Christian Mills, what'd you do? No, just joking. No, but it was great. It was great to actually get and talk to him. Talk about over the top and just charismatic.
Picking your brain because you don't know,
Yeah.
With different topics. It's pretty cool. Well, let me get to this one now, Lobo. Let me ask you, have you followed Cobra Kai?
No, not so much. Which is weird because I'm a big fan of Kung Fu. But I didn't really watch. Oh gosh, I'm Karate Kid. I've seen it
millions of
the
times.
original one like 2 or 3 times, a handful of times, maybe the remake a couple times. I was always more into Bruce Lee and Jackie Chan and Jim Kelly and like the old school guys from the 70s as far as like Kung Fu movies. So I see that Cobra Kai is doing very well, and a lot.
That's like a guy over there at New South, Mr. Donnie Janela. Shut up, right? What a character he is! A good character, like Johnny. Oh man, see that, Everett? I gotta throw that in there, right? Lobo knows.
I've seen Donnie Janela. When I seen him first come out there, I was like, WTF, really? I'm like, what? And then I got it. I was like, this is great. This is actually great. It reminded me of Charlie Haas back in the day in WWE. He didn't have a place, so he started coming out and impersonating other wrestlers.
Yeah.
My favorite was when he came out and he did Stone Cold Steve Austin. Stone Cold Charlie Haas.
He did Stone Cold 2 Stone Cold, right?
Yeah, he did that. And then I liked what was it? He got into it there for a little bit with JBL when he was doing the Texas Millionaire gimmick, and he came out in his limo and everything, and he got announced to the ring, and his music started playing again, and all of a sudden you hear someone hollering, and the back of his trunk open up, and he comes rolling out dressed up like JBL, and JBL's sitting there like, what the hell?
Okay, Lobo. Let's go into like a fun question. Like, if you were to go back in time to wrestle, what are your favorites growing up? Who would have been, or teams, or
growing up, I was a big fan of Sting, Great Muta, the Steiner Brothers, Macho Man, of course, Cactus Jack. If I could go back in time and wrestle any of them, it'd be probably Muta. I'd like Muta in his prime or before his prime, just to see.
Yeah,
tag action though, it'd be the Steiners, hands down.
Yeah, Steiners were great.
Steiner Claire.
Steiners, Road Warriors. If you wore paint or a brightly colored mask up until I was like 14, you were probably my favorite wrestler. And then after that, you were my favorite.
Yeah, you weren't a guy. You were not a guy on coke all the time. I am the ultimate warrior.
Yeah, I mean, I got tired of that really quickly.
I think we all did. I think we did.
It's just after. I mean, did you notice when Hogan dropped the title to him after WrestleMania 6? Pretty much, it was like, okay, this is the guy who's going to carry the company now. Okay, Hogan stepped away. Warrior, there wasn't too much going on because if you look back at a lot of his stuff there, after he was, the champion. It just didn't work because it was just it wasn't, just like Hulkamania. I mean, they built him up and everything. That was great, but yeah, it just didn't deliver, and it was just not the same, or it took it to the next level.
Yeah, I think when Warrior came into WCW, I think shit was already in motion for the change in wrestling that was coming. I think it was already set in place to where Warrior wouldn't have been able to have gotten a good footing, regardless of what company he went to.
Right.
Now, what's your managers
wrong
did,
place,
like,
wrong time.
all right, let's talk managers. Managers back in the day. Ooh, who was it?
Ooh,
Had to be Bobby.
I mean,
Bobby Heenan.
Bobby Heenan,
yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Trying to think, Paul Bearer, really good. Him and Undertaker were perfect together. And even after he broke away from Taker and was managing Kane and Mankind, like, I mean, what can you say? The dude was excellent at what he did.
Of course, Luna. Of course, Luna. Of course.
But yeah, I'm still trying to find my Luna. I know she's out there. Got to find someone that's on the same level of intensity and
she was
bring something out in me. That's what I look for.
Yeah, or the Sherry Martel, right?
Oh man, I wish they would have given Sherry a longer run with Flair in the early '90s when she came in and turned on Sting and sided with Flair. You had the perfect storm right there to have him feud with Savage, and you could. I mean, they could have easily called back to Savage and Sherry being together, but did they know?
No, yeah, they didn't. Yeah, managers, Mr. Fuji, that was another one there. Yeah.
Fuji, who was it? When Iron Sheik and what is it, Colonel Mustafa?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, he's another guy that I remember for whatever reason, like he stands out in my mind. But Sheik was a larger than life character too.
Did you guys know? Did you remember that Corporal Kirshner guy? He died. Remember that? That was man. Like that was a cool character. Like that was a cool gimmick that guy had. He was a good wrestler, though.
I heard about that. And was like, bummed. Wow. I was like, man, I liked him.
Yeah. Yeah, he had his camo. He came out to the ring with Sergeant Slaughter once in a while. And versus Sheik and people never paid attention. People never really paid attention to like people like him, though. His career.
Yeah. Do you remember Big Boss Man? Big Boss Man. Remember when? He was a hated heel, and then they brought in the Mountie.
Yeah.
And then people didn't like the Mountie. And then when Boss Man came out, they flipped, he became face, and people could not wait to see Boss Man take out the Mountie. And they had that, what was it, that one match where where you had to put him in the jail cell?
Yeah.
that was great.
They could have done that with any other sort of law enforcement from around the world. It didn't matter. It was USA versus whoever then, because they could have had a British Bobby. They could have had, a
Nikolai
Uganda or Russia.
Nikolai. Yeah, Nikolai.
Yeah. They could have put anybody in any sort of other police
Ivan
uniform.
Koloff. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Ivan Koloff, right? Yeah.
Yeah, any of them. The Russian, it didn't matter. You want to get Boss Man over, put him against a guy from a foreign country. Like, that's how you're going to get that man over if he's heel.
Yeah. Inside cage or not.
Sergeant Slaughter, when he went after the Iron Sheik, because he was a heel. And then when he did that boot camp match with Iron Sheik, it put him over as a face.
Match.
Yep.
Or
Desert
Storm.
Man. Oh yeah, Desert Storm. Remember when he turned? He did the Iraqi gimmick.
The
You remember
Iraqi
that?
sympathizer, him and Hogan. Like, I don't like very many Hulk Hogan matches. I'm going to be honest. But that match is one of the very few that I would be like, oh, yeah, you want to watch that one? Let's watch that one. Let's go. Like, I'm ready. Because I just have such vivid memories of just them beating the crap out of each other, basically. And because it's USA against USA, but this other USA is not one that we like.
Yeah.
Now, what tag team also I really didn't mention was did you like the Von Erichs?
I admittedly haven't really ever gotten much into them, the Texas stuff where they teamed a lot. I'm much more familiar with Kerry's later career being the Tornado and some of the solo stuff that he was doing in the late 80s. But going back, like I've watched like some Freebirds against the Von Erichs, and I mean like they're bloodbaths, they're just fights, and you gotta love it. Like Texas in the 80s.
I know, because that was like the Terry Funk era. Yep.
Yep.
God.
Yeah. Yeah, the Von Erichs and the Freebirds, man. That right there was just they tore up a lot of buildings there, man. I mean, Freebirds and the Von Erichs. As soon as you hear they were wrestling Saturday night, everybody and their brothers and their uncles and their cousins was out there to see this because they wanted to see the Von Erichs kick the Freebirds' ass. You know, it's just that rivalry right there was just so great.
It's like the Midnight Express it's like the Midnight Express versus the Road Warriors on the Starcade. You know, come on, man, classic. You know, watching that.
Like talking about feuds, Lobo. My favorite feud is Steamboat Flair, the best of three they had. What would be your favorite best of three feud?
Ooh. Oh man, because Flair and Steamboat, they could work together in any circumstances. Like that's a great set of matches to choose from. Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio always pop into mind as a great feud. And I mean, it just went on for years. I'm blanking on feuds that where people just traded wins back and forth in recent memory. Yeah, I don't know. You took my answer, man. I would have said Flair Steamboat.
Yeah. Oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's
yeah, I'm trying
Piper.
to think.
I don't know. Piper. I could go. I could say like Piper and oh gosh, was it like Henning? No, Mr. Perfect. No.
Yeah, was that? When was that one? I'm trying to think. That sometime in the 80s in the Fed that they feuded.
Yeah. They had a feud.
Yeah.
And all that.
Henning. Let me see.
Yeah, Google that. We could be wrong, but I remember they did go at it.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen them. I'm trying to think.
Yeah. Now we're like stuck in an error.
Yeah.
Thanks, Everett.
Everything was going so smooth, and I've hit a brain block.
The brain farts hit.
1991. Actually, yeah, 1990.
What?
91. That's when it that happened. That was for the Intercontinental Championship. I think that's where Piper won his first title because it goes back to titles. Okay, there's people that get a title, and the title, you know, it puts them over. Or I'm saying that wrong there. title. You know what I'm
We're
talking.
getting tired.
Okay.
I think we're all getting
Yeah.
tired.
We're getting tired.
Our
But, like,
brains are farting.
Piper didn't need a title to be over because he was already over, and it was like the only title in WWE that he ever won was the Intercontinental Championship. And I mean, he dropped that to, I think it was like Bret Hart. They had a hell of a match when he dropped it to him. But I mean, like with titles now, who do you think is over and does not need a title? Who would you think who's your favorite person that was over but never won a title in wrestling?
Myself.
Yourself.
Lobo.
Great.
Lobo's calling himself out.
Well, you know what I'm
Oh,
talking
man.
about. I was tired, but yeah, what I'm talking about is with titles, people who don't need a title to be over, and then you got some workers that have that title that puts them over because that's a little extra. You know what I'm talking about?
That's
Right.
like a New South. That's like a New South. Yep, exactly. Yep, like the Indies.
Yeah, man. I've always felt like Arn Anderson, he didn't need a title. He deserved one, but I think that his work rate and everything, like without him having a major title, I still think he should be in somewhere. Major singles title. Let me say that because he held tag gold everywhere.
Mhm.
I still feel like he's at least in the top 10 or 15 best workers just based on his work rate alone.
Yeah.
He knows how to hold a gun.
Yeah, absolutely. I was really surprised. I always thought that Scott Hall should have had a major title somewhere, but problems happen. Had things gone a little bit differently, who knows? I really feel like in 98 or so that they were really considering giving him the ball and letting him run with it.
But then he fell off the earth with his little
things happen.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But Lobo, let's call it a night, my friend. I think everybody's tired. Everett just started a new job, and
I get up at 5 o'clock.
I gotta get up at 5:30, hit my metal truck route, and then call it a day.
Yeah.
Everett's a pool boy now.
Oh, hell yeah.
He's the wonder boy. He's a wonder boy. Yeah. But Lobo, what kind of work we see you next, and what's on your schedule of?
So here,
where can we see you? Where can we see Lobo? Let me see if I can find. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, here coming up soon. This weekend, actually, I've got 2 shows here in my area. Anyway, Southern Indiana. We're going to be in the world famous Jeffersonville Arena, Paradigm Pro Wrestling on the 14th for Rhymes Like Dimes. Then on the 16th, we're going to be doing the Chad French benefit show, helping out a guy that really does a lot in our area. He's had
Chad's an awesome
really
dude.
bad string of luck here lately. If no one knows his story,
Chad's a great dude.
Yeah, he's
Chad's
a great dude.
Yeah.
More people need to be getting ready to come out to this show because there are a lot of people on it that are very good. There are a lot of people on it that are going to do way more than they should, myself included. And then Saturday, I'm going to be on the 15th. I'm going to be making my way back down to Alabama, see what's happening at this New South show this weekend. So that's what I've got coming up here soon. I've got some other stuff coming up at the end of the month and into February that I can't really talk about just yet, but when it's up, it'll be on the places down below or wherever.
Of course, you'll be welcome by us. You can come back, right, Everett?
Absolutely, yeah.
Right, Everett? You could host it or I could host it, whatever. You can. We'll put it out. I'll tell you what, Everett will be the host of that one. How's that?
Sounds good.
On my podcast. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll we'll have to do that. This has been really fun.
Yeah, I like how. Yeah, I just like randomly like. I love when we could pull somebody. I do this to all the time. I pull wrestlers. Come on, join the conversation. Just have fun.
Yeah.
It really gets.
Yeah.
It mixes it up. It really does.
Yeah, absolutely.
And David, can I plug some stuff, please? Can I? Huh?
Plug.
Can I plug on your podcast, please?
Yeah, follow this guy. This is our guest tonight, not you, Everett. You're not the guest.
Okay, all right. You know what? I'm not going to plug any. No. Wait till you come on my show. My dog agrees with me. Wait till you come on my show. Show.
Yeah, what are you going to do, huh? Are you going to put some gifts of me up? You're going to put some gifts of me up? Yeah, okay. I better watch out. Everett does some stuff that, I better watch out. Everett has fun on his show. Yeah.
Let me throw out a plug here. She pulled me in tonight. Okay. Everett Lee's show is available on Podbeam, iHeart Radio, Amazon Music, Stitcher Radio, iTunes. You can listen to audio podcast of the Everett Lee Show on those platforms. And also you can view the video content over on Everett Lee YouTube channel when that's posted. And I'm on Facebook, Everett Lee Show, Twitter at the Everett _Lee. And that's all I have. And then I got merchandise on podcastcity.net over in the shop section.
I do too. Podcast City merch. Let's plug it.
Plug it. Podcast City Network. Your top source for independent podcasting. Be creative. Be yourself. That's all I have, David.
Okay. And subscribe. Like, share, retweet. Okay. But Lobo, where can everybody find you on your social media? Posted down here.
Yeah, social media's down below, or I'm guessing down below. Facebook, I'm on there. You can search Lobo Okami, or you could search Lobo Okami Wrestler. That's also the Instagram handle. And then on Twitter, it's Lobo _Okami. And then I've got a What Maneuver store. I'm about to add some new stuff to it too here in the next few weeks. So yeah, that's my places. I don't have nearly as much to say as you guys. Shit.
We could go down the old list of WWF wrestlers. WCW lineup, right?
I could do that. Shit.
But yeah, me and Everett want to say thank you for coming on tonight. How's that? Thank you for coming on the Deathmatch Wrestle podcast. Because actually, funny thing is, Everett's I'm usually co-host on his. He comes on my show as a co-host, but he's the host, and I'll come on. We do. Right, Everett?
We take turns. We take turns. We're like a tag team, man. I tag him. He tags me in. I tag him in.
And then I cut the rope, and then I forget about it. Right, Everett?
Yeah. Whoop! There it is. Tag team back again.
Back again. Oh God. Everyone's gonna have some. You're gonna find some memes now. I know you're gonna find some stuff for that show now. Great, thanks.
Absolutely.
Stay tuned. Now Everett has some fun with his podcast. We'll have some fun little surprises. But thank you for coming on tonight, Lobo.
Thanks for having me, y'all.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, if I had sounds, I'd be big. Yeah, if I would be making them on my soundboard, but I don't have a soundboard. Everett does. So. He's more technical than I am. So, but thank you for coming on tonight, and have a good night, everybody. And I will call you in a bit, Everett. Good night, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening. And let's see if I can figure out how to exit this. No. Good.
You can find more Deathmatch Russell podcasts on the following social media: deathmatchrussell.com, follow on Twitter @DavidNJ32, and on Facebook Facebook.com/DJ Dave NJ32.
Instagram at David NJ36.
Hey, wrestling fans, I want to mention Collar and Elbow. Collar and Elbow was founded on traditional values of professional wrestling. Two entities working together to create a product intended to connect with people on an emotional level, a symbiotic relationship where one cannot flourish without the other. We strive to create a product that embodies our passion for professional wrestling expressed through street fashion. Visit collarandelbowbrand.com and use the promo code Deathmatch Russell Podcast and save 10% off when you make a purchase. Collar and Elbow, where wrestling passion meets street fashion. Me on Podcast City Network at podcastcity.net. Facebook.com/Podcast City Network. Hit the like button and share. And on Twitter at Podcast City Net. Also on Johnner's Wrestling Podcast Network. www.wrestlingwithjohners.com. You can hear Deathmatch Russell Podcast on Stitcher Radio and on iTunes.